So when you hear the name Hyundai, what comes to mind? Probably cars, right? The Tucson, maybe the Ioniq 5? But what if I told you that's just the tip of the iceberg? That the cars we see on the road are just a tiny, tiny piece of a plan that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. Yeah, let's get into it.
You know, the CEO of Hyundai Italia, Francesco Calcara, he really nailed it. He said, and I quote, "The cars are the tip of the company's iceberg." And that one line, man, it just says it all. It means there's this huge hidden world of tech and strategy that most of us have no idea about.
So, that begs the question, right? What is under the surface? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We are going to peel back the layers on this incredible plan they have to become what they call a smart mobility solution provider.
Okay, so where does this all begin? It starts with a fundamental shift in how a car is even made. I mean, you got to forget everything you know about just mechanics and hardware. The entire foundation for Hyundai's future, it's the software-defined car. All right, so what in the world is a software-defined vehicle, or an SDV? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a super powerful computer that just happens to have wheels. Its features, they're not physically baked into the car. They're all controlled by software, just like your phone. And that means your car can get updates, upgrades, new features, all sent over the air, long after you've driven it off the lot.
So how does this actually work? Well, they've broken it down into 3 key steps. First, they completely separate the hardware from the software. That gives them tons of flexibility. Second, everything runs on their very own operating system. It's called Plios. This gives them total control. And third, all this allows for those remote updates we were talking about, improving safety, adding features, and just making the car better over time.
Okay, so a software foundation is a great start. But a body needs a brain, right? It needs intelligence to actually do anything smart. And for Hyundai, that brain is powered by a whole suite of their own custom-built AI.
They've actually got this AI trio running the show. First up, you have Atria AI. This one handles autonomous driving, and get this, it can do it without needing super detailed maps, which makes it way more adaptable. Then there's Glio AI. That's all about making voice control inside the car feel totally natural and intuitive. And finally, you've got Capora AI, which is the big picture thinker, managing whole fleets of vehicles by crunching huge amounts of data. So you've got intelligence for one car and intelligence for the whole network.
And they're pushing it even further. Their subsidiary, Motional, is working on what's called an end-to-end AI model. Now, instead of having separate systems for seeing, thinking, and then acting, this thing does it all at once. It combines perception and decision-making into one single process. It's a more holistic way of doing it, a lot closer to how our brains work, and it's supposed to be way faster and more efficient.
Okay, let's recap. We've got the software foundation, we've got the AI brain. Now we get to the really cool part, the machines. Let's look at the incredible hardware this whole platform makes possible. And trust me, we're talking about a lot more than just cars here.
But before we jump into the super futuristic stuff, it's really important to remember something. None of this is just a fantasy. It's all being built on a rock-solid foundation of what they're already good at, their electric vehicle technology. This isn't just wishful thinking. They're building on proven success.
And just how solid is that foundation? Well, get this. They have data from their Ioniq 5 fleet showing that even after 250,000 miles, we're talking over 400,000 kilometers, most of those batteries still have over 90% of their original performance. Wow, now that is the kind of durability you can build a future on.
And all this tech leads us right into the middle of the high-stakes robotaxi race. You've got the current leader, Google's Waymo, which is growing. Then you have GM's Cruise, which, well, they hit a massive snag and are basically on pause. But then there's Hyundai's Motional, and they are being super aggressive, aiming for a paid service by 2026. I mean, they are sprinting full speed in a race that is just filled with technical and legal hurdles. Okay, remember that iceberg we talked about? Well, here's another giant chunk of it hidden underwater. Hyundai doesn't just make things with wheels. They own 100% of Boston Dynamics. Yeah, that Boston Dynamics. The company with those amazing, sometimes kind of creepy walking robots. This is not a side hustle for them. It's a central piece of their entire strategy.
So let's put it all together. You've got software-defined cars, you've got advanced AI, you've got proven EV tech, and now world-class robotics. So, how does this all connect? Well, this is the endgame. This is the big plan. To create a single, unified, integrated mobility network.
And the goal here is, it's just staggering. I mean, they're picturing a seamless network where cars, robots, and even future flying vehicles, advanced air mobility, all work together in harmony. The idea is to create this incredibly fluid system that gets people and things wherever they need to go as efficiently as possible. And look, this isn't just about cool tech for the sake of cool tech. The whole reason they're doing this, their guiding principle, is their brand vision, progress for humanity. So they're framing this whole massive undertaking as something that will genuinely make our lives better. You know, a future where, if they pull it off, we might just be thankful for it in the end.
All right, so let's pull back and look at the big picture here. Hyundai has laid out this incredibly detailed roadmap to the future. It's unbelievably complex and just as ambitious, and you better believe the stakes could not be any higher.
I mean, the vision it's genuinely breathtaking. We're not just talking about a future where Hyundai sells you a car. No. We're talking about a future where they operate the entire mobility ecosystem. A world with self-driving taxis, delivery robots, smart factories, even flying cars, all connected, all working as one. It is an absolutely incredible picture of what could be, but it all comes down to one massive question, doesn't it? In a race this complicated, with so many moving parts, technology, laws, just getting people on board, can Hyundai really connect all these dots in time to make it happen?
Honestly, that remains to be seen. But what's absolutely clear is that this is a huge, all-in bet on their vision of progress for humanity. It's a plan for a future so connected, so ambitious, that if they actually manage to pull this off, we might all look back one day and be very, very thankful in the end.